Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Math for me and you. Let's learn maths together. Hello, in this video we are discussing the topics like fractions, unlike fractions and equivalent fractions. Earlier I have posted a video about fractions. Please do watch that so that you could get the basic ideas about fractions, what are fractions, how many types of fractions, etc. with some practice questions. Our first topic in this video is like fractions. Like fractions or another name is similar fractions. Both mean same type of fractions, okay? And what are like fractions? If we see fractions with the same denominators, such fractions are called like fractions. So what are like fractions or similar fractions? If we get fractions with same denominators, a fraction contains numerator and denominator. But if we see fractions with the same denominators, they are called similar fractions or like fractions. What about numerators? Numerators can be any number, that doesn't matter. Only we consider denominator same or not. If denominator same, such fractions are called like fractions. And we can write many examples. See, I'm going to write down some examples here. First one, I write a fraction 1 over 2. We look what is the denominator? 2. If we get or if we see any fractions with the denominator 2, we say they are all similar fractions. See some examples, 7 over 2, 3 over 2. We can write many examples, 9 over 2, 5 over 2. 100 over 2, like this. See another group of or another set of like fractions. This time the denominator is 9. All these fractions with the denominator 9. So they are all like fractions. Next is unlike fractions. What are unlike fractions? If they don't have same denominators, we call them unlike fractions. That is easiest way to understand. If fractions with different denominators, they are called or they are known as unlike or dissimilar fractions. Unlike fractions or the other name is dissimilar fractions. We can write fractions with different denominators are known as or are called unlike fractions. Here also we don't care about numerators. Numerators can be any number, but the denominators must be different. They cannot be equal. With examples, we could see more about unlike fractions. So here we are going to write some examples, and when we see, we can understand that all these examples with the different denominators, not same. 2 over 3. Here the denominator is 3. And if we write any other fraction with any different denominator, they are all unlike fractions. 11 over 17. See the denominator 17, different number. 1 over 2. Again, different fraction, different denominator. 8 over 15. See, different denominator. So all these are unlike fractions. Do you know one thing? If we get unlike fractions, we could change to like fractions. How can we do that? We are going to practice. If we get two unlike fractions, how can we change them as like fractions? For that we consider 1 over 2 and 3 over 4. See the denominators 2 and 4. They are different denominators. They are not same. So the fractions are unlike fractions. But when we look these two numbers, big number 4 is a multiple of 2. And in this case, in this type of fractions, if we get the small number, we can change to big number. See, here we can change 2 to 4. How? Multiply with 2. But it's a fraction. What we do down, we have to do it up for the numerator. So numerator also we multiply with 2. Then the fraction changes. 1 times 2. The numerator value is 2. What is the denominator? Denominator 2 times 2 is 4. Now the second fraction, write same. It is 3 over 4. Look at the two fractions. What about the denominators? They are same. That means these two are now like fractions. Before they were unlike fractions. Now we have changed to like fractions. See these two fractions. 3 over 5 and 2 over 15. 5 and 15 are the denominators. The big number 15, when we look, it's a multiple of 5. 5 times 3 we get 15. So we multiply 5 times 3. And the same thing, do it up for the numerator. Multiply with 3. Then we get a new fraction. Its numerator is 3 times 3, 9. And 5 times 3, 15, the denominator. The second fraction, we write same. It is 2 over 15. Look at the denominators. Now they are same number 15. That means before they were unlike fractions, but we have changed them and now they are like fractions with the same denominator. We changed the small denominator, multiply with the number to get the big or large denominator. Instead of 2, if we get more number of fractions also, we can change them to like fractions. See the next two fractions, 4 over 5 and 2 over 3. Their denominators are also different. They are also unlike fractions. We can write that. And the small number 3 and the large number 5. Can we change 3 to 5 or 5 is a multiple of 3? No. So this is a different type of question. In this case, what we do is both the fractions we multiply. 5 we multiply with the other denominator 3. Then numerator also we multiply with 3. The second fraction multiply with the other number, other denominator 5. Numerator also multiply with 5. The first fraction multiply with the second denominator up and down, and the second fraction multiply down and up with the first denominator. First fraction changes, 12 over 15. Second fraction also changes. It becomes 10 over 15. See the denominators, they are same. That means now these two fractions are like fractions. We have changed them to like fractions. This question is different because we have multiplied both the fractions with numbers. Here it is 7 over 8 and 5 over 9. Two fractions, and they are unlike fractions because of different denominators. 8 and 9. 8 we cannot change to 9, or even 9 we cannot change to 8. So we multiply 8 with the other denominator 9. Numerator, denominator we multiply. And the second fraction we multiply numerator and denominator with the first denominator 8. Then the fraction changes. The first fraction changes. 7 times 9, how much? It is 63. Over 8 times 9, 72. Second fraction, 5 times 8 is 40, numerator, and the denominator we get same, 9 times 8, 72, like first fraction. These two fractions with the same denominator, 72. That means these two fractions are now like fractions. See the next question. 3 over 4 and 6 over 10. Different denominators 4 and 10. And we are going to multiply both the numbers, both the fractions denominators. For the first denominator, we multiply with what? Multiply with 10. And if we multiply denominator with the 10, we have to multiply the numerator also with the 10. So the first fraction, numerator and denominator multiply with 10. Second fraction, what we multiply numerator and denominator? Yes, we multiply with the 4, the first denominator. Then both the fractions are changing. We can write the new value, 30 over 40. This is the first fraction changed to, and the second fraction changed to 24 over 40. See the two fractions with the same denominator 40. That means we have changed them to like fractions. But the given fractions here, 3 over 4, 6 over 10, their denominators are a different type of numbers. 4 and 10, they are the multiples of a number that is 2. Both are the multiples of a number 2. So if we take LCM, we can find a common denominator which is smaller than 40. So we are going to take LCM of these two numbers. And we know how to take. First we divide throughout with the 2, and then again we can take 2, and then we take number 5 and divide. So we get the LCM as 5 times 2 times 2, that is how much? LCM is equal to 20. So now we are going to change both the denominators to get the number 20. How can we do that? The fractions are 3 over 4 and 6 over 10. Denominator, first one is 4 and the second one is 10. What is the LCM? LCM is 2 times 2 times 5, that is 20. We can change first denominator 4 to 20. 4 times what number? It is 4 times 5. So 3 also multiply with the 5. Then the second fraction, 10. We want 20. 10 times 2 gets 20. Also 6 times 2 we do. Then the first fraction changes to 15 over 20. And the second fraction also changes. We get the new values 12 over 20. See here, now we have changed to like fractions, but the denominators are different. What are the denominators? We get the denominators, the LCM of 4 and 10. 4 and 10, they are special numbers because they have a common divisor which is 2. Next pair of unlike fractions are 2 over 9 and 5 over 6. Here also we can see the denominators different, 9 and 6. We can use the same method, 9 multiply with the other denominator 6 and 6 multiply with the other denominator 9. If we multiply denominator, we have to multiply the same number on the numerator also. So both the fractions we have multiplied, and the first fraction now changes. 2 times 6, it is 12, and 9 times 6, 54. 12 over 54. See the second fraction, it is changes to 45 over 54. Now both the fractions with the same denominator, so we can say they are now like fractions. We have changed both fractions to like fractions. But about these two denominators 9 and 6, we know one thing, that these two are multiples of 3. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 2, 6. So here also we can use the LCM so that we can change to a smaller denominator, common denominator. We are going to find the LCM of 9 and 6. Divide both the numbers with 3. Then again divide with 3. You can start with the 2 also, no problem. Here again now we are dividing with the 2. Finished. So what the LCM we get? LCM is 3 times 3 times 2. That is 3 times 3 is 9. Times 2 is 18. So we get the LCM 18. We can change 9 to 18. Also 6 to 18. We are going to do that. 2 over 9 and 5 over 6 are the two given fractions. Denominators are 9 and 6. Now we are going to change 9 to the number 18. How? 9 times 2. So the same number we multiply to the numerator, and the second fraction we multiply with 3. 6 times 3, 18. Also we multiply the numerator 5 with 3. Then the fractions, both the fractions will change. We get 4 over 18, the first fraction, and the second fraction 15 over 18. See the two fractions, they have the common denominator 18. So they are now becomes like fractions. They have same denominators. So keep in your mind, if we get two denominators, whether they are the common multiple of a number, we could change to their LCM so that we can get like fractions with LCM as the common denominator. Next, equivalent fractions. What are equivalent fractions? Here you can see 3 pictures, and look at the first one. It's a circle divided into 2 equal parts. One of the parts is colored. So what's the fraction related to that? We know it is 1 over 2 because one of the parts is colored. Total 2 parts. Look at the second picture. What is the fraction? Fraction is 2 over 4. And the third one, total there are 8 parts, and out of that 4 are colored. So the fraction is 4 over 8. So we get 3 different fractions, 1 over 2, 2 over 4 and 4 over 8. But look at the 3 pictures. We can see the portion colored are same on these 3 pictures. That means the fractions also we have to write them equal. From the picture we are writing 1 over 2 is equal to 2 over 4 is equal to 4 over 8. In the second fraction 2 over 4, numerator is 2 and the denominator is 4. That means we can split 2 as 2 times 1 and 4 we could write as 2 times 2. So I'm going to write that. Numerator and denominator I'm going to split. Numerator I'm going to write as 2 times 1 and the denominator is 2 times 2. Then there we can see the number 2 is common, same in numerator and denominator. We can cancel that. A number is common in numerator, denominator, we could cancel. Then finally we get 1 over 2, which is same as the first fraction 1 over 2. That means the two fractions are equal. Now 4 over 8. Here also we can split 4 as 2 times 2. 8 we can split as 2 times 4. Then what is the same number in numerator and denominator? It is 2. We could cancel that. Finally what we get? 2 over 4. What is 2 over 4? We have find it is equal to 1 over 2. So we can write that is equal to 1 over 2. That means 4 over 8 also is equal to 1 over 2. But 4 if you want directly you can find it is equal to 1 over 2. If you split 4 as 4 times 1 and 8 as 4 times 2, then we can see 4 is common number in numerator, denominator get cancelled. Finally, we get the fraction reduces to 1 over 2. These type of fractions are called equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions, they have different numerators and different denominators, but when we find a value, we can see they are all equal to same value. So now we are going to write what fractions are called equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions with different numerators and different denominators. So we can write they are fractions with different numbers. They represent but same part of the whole thing. We can see from the picture itself, this representation of the part is same. Even though the fractions having different numerators and denominators, they represent the same part of the whole thing. Equivalent fractions are fractions with the different numbers represent the same part of the whole thing. That means to a fraction, if we multiply same number in the numerator and denominator or divide same number in the numerator and denominator, we can write its equivalent fractions. For example, 1 over 2, 2 over 4, 4 over 8. 1 over 2 if we multiply with the 2 or with the 4, we get other two fractions. If we divide the big fractions, we get the smallest fraction 1 over 2. Now we can practice with more examples. Consider the fraction 1 over 3. We can write its equivalent fractions. What we have to do? Multiply numerator and denominator with the same number. See here, we write 2 over 6. How we get 2 over 6? 1 over 3, the fraction. We multiply the numerator and denominator. If we multiply with the 2, we get 1 times 2 equals 2, that is numerator. 3 times 2 equals 6, that is the denominator. Next, if we want, we can multiply numerator and denominator with the number 3. 1 times 3 and 3 times 3. We can write the fraction 3 over 9. 1 times 3, 3 and 3 times 3, 9. Next we can multiply with 4. 1 times 4, 4. 3 times 4, 12. Similarly, we can multiply with any number 5, 6, 7. It's up to you. See, one more I am writing, multiply with the 5. So it is 5 over 15. All are equivalent fractions. When we take 2 over 6 and cancel the common number 2 from numerator and denominator, we get 1 over 3. Similarly, from 3 over 9, 4 over 12, any number, numerator and denominator, if we cancel the common number, we get 1 over 3. Next fraction is 2 over 5. How can we find its equivalent fractions? Multiply numerator, denominator with same number. So first multiply with the 2, we get 4 over 10. Then multiply with 3. 2 times 3, 6. 5 times 3, 15. Same number we have to multiply. Next we can multiply with any number, but I am going to multiply with the 4. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 5, 20. Then if we multiply with the 5, 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 5, 25. So we get these equivalent fractions, and smallest one is 2 over 5. When we divide the big fraction, we get 2 over 5. 3 over 8. See here, the denominator is given. What is the numerator? We look, 8 times what number? 16? 2. So numerator 3 also multiply with the 2. That means it is 6 we get. Now the numerator is 15. What is its denominator? 3 times what is 15? 3 times 5. Then the denominator also we have to multiply with the same number 5. 8 times 5 we get 40. So we can write equivalent fractions like this. See, coming up are some practice questions. You can do practice on this. And if you need any help from me, please post as a comment under my video so that I can give you help. And hope you like this video. If so, please share and subscribe my channel. See you with more useful videos. Thank you.